Hey, welcome guys. Tony Porter, Tabletop Baseball Digest, and here we are with Deep Drive. Game 4 of the 2001 World Series. Let's go over the lineups. I'm using iScore to keep my stats and to just keep me aligned to everything and to minimize the human error factor. Tony Womack is leading off. We're playing in New York. It's basically 2 games in Arizona, and then 3 games in New York, and then 2 games to finish it off in Arizona. Right now, it's 2-1 New York. This is game 4. It's Womack, the shortstop, Counsell, second base, Gonzalez in left field, Durazo, the DH, Williams at third base, 6th is Finley, the center fielder, Reggie Sanders in right field. Batting 7th, 8th is Grace, 9th is Damian Miller, the catcher. And then, of course, it's Curt Schilling on the mound, as was the lineup in Game 4. And for the Yankees, it's Derek Jeter, the shortstop, Paul O'Neill in right field, Bernie Williams, the center fielder, Tino Martinez, the first baseman, Posada, the catcher. 6th is David Justice, the DH. 7th is Shane Spencer, the left fielder. Scott Brocious, the third baseman, batting 8th, and batting 9th is Alfonso Soriano at second base. And it's going to be El Duque for the Yankees, Orlando Hernandez. Let's do it. So with this game, you throw 3 10-sided dice. You read the red, the white, and then the green is going to be like the out die. It's going to tell you what kind of out it is. Those outs come from both cards. Batter cards are 0 to 49. Pitcher cards are 50 to 99. And that's how the game plays. Pretty straightforward. Not a lot of rules. Basically, this is 2 pages of rules, and then of course you have the defensive charts for range plays and defense and errors. And each season has its own defensive chart. That's pretty much the whole thing. All right, let's get started. Here's the first pitch from Orlando Hernandez. See what happens. All right, it's a 22, and a 22 is going to be an out, kind of an out. The green tells us it's a 3, so it's going to be a bouncer to the first baseman. And let's do that here on iScore. So it's going to be an out, and we're just going to try that again. An out, and ground out. First base, 1 away. So Womack grounds out to the first baseman, Martinez, and here comes Craig Counsell, left-hander. Pitch from Hernandez. It's a 63, and that'll be ball 4. So Counsell walks. Now, I've been teaching people to do the stolen bases in a simpler way, just using the parentheses number. The hold rating is a +2, so that makes him a 10. And Posada, let's see what Posada's like. Posada as a throwing arm is a 0. So he's a 10, so that's a 50. Well, it's not really 50-50. It's a little bit better than 50-50. You roll 2 dice, and if it's less than a 10 or less, then there would be a stolen base. Otherwise, he's out. So then it goes, basically, it's up to 18. So, we're going to hold him at first. That's going to be Luis Gonzalez. Here's a pitch, and it's an 84. That should be an out. It's going to be a 4 out, and that's a ground ball, second base. Now it's a G4, so that's going to be a fielder's choice. 4-6 out at second base on the force. So Soriano goes to Jeter for that force play. And if it's a hard hit ball at second base, then it's double play. If it's a soft hit ball, then it's just a play to first. So that's a good way of kind of organizing it or understanding it. And I haven't played this in a while, so the last game took a little bit longer than it normally takes. But I'm just double checking that. There have been some changes over the past couple of years. But hard hit ball, man on first. Yep, double play. Hard hit ball, double play. Hard hit ball, double play. Hard hit ball, double play. Yep, anytime it's a hard hit ball, those are the double plays. And then, as I explained, just a straight up G. This is a little bit in the vein of Status Pro, the classic, right? All right, so it's Durazo with 2 outs, runner on first, and pitch, and that's going to be a 78, and that's going to be a defensive check. Defensive check. Let's get a defensive chart and roll again. And it's a 42. That's going to fall within the defense. There's a range check on the pitcher, and the pitcher is a defense of what? Fielding 4, so pretty good. He's pretty good on a 42, and it's going to be a hard hit ball right back to the pitcher. He fields it over to first, and that retires the side. 1-3. All right. We're going to Derek Jeter now, leading off. Now, one thing I want to talk about is Durazo has that splits effect, so he is a circle L. And on the splits, let me see. Oh, here it is. Okay. So batter advantage. He's a lefty. So had Orlando been also a specialist, then the batter would have had an advantage there. A specialist righty. Pitcher advantage would be if Orlando was a lefty facing the lefty specialist. So it kind of leans more towards the pitcher, lefty pitchers. So here's Derek Jeter, and here's the pitch, a 60, and that's going to be off the pitcher card, and that's a ground ball up the middle, and that's a base hit. So Jeter's on with a single. He's on at first, and let's check out his. Okay, it's -2 on the hold. So Jeter goes from a 14 in parentheses to a 12. Damian Miller's arm. Once you know what it is, I know that Damian Miller is a 0 arm. Both catches are 0s. So it'd be Jeter 12 or less. So let's run. Let's roll 2 dice and add them up. It's a 4, so there he goes. To throw it down, not in time. So it's a stolen base. Stolen base for Jeter here. Very simple. Now, I don't use the jump because I'm not going to overuse stolen bases. Jeter stole 27 bases over 6 months. So that's maybe 4 a month. It doesn't say how many attempts, right? So that's something that is necessary to factor in appropriately. But if he has 4 or 5 attempts a month, he should get to that 27. So basically, in about 9 to 10 series a month, 4 or 5 attempts. So basically, once every 2 series, he's going to try to steal or pick up a stolen base, right? So you want to steal until he gets his stolen bases. Anyway, Paul O'Neill, I'm not really losing sleep over that sort of thing. If you watch my games, then you kind of know. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel as well. And here's Paul O'Neill with lefty batter with Jeter at second base. Curt Schilling, pitch. And that's a 0-7. That'll be off O'Neill. That's a base hit plus, and that's going to bring Jeter around. That plus is crucial to driving in runs. Jeter is average, but I'm pretty sure run rating with the S plus, that brings them in. That's going to be an RBI, and the Yankees are up 1-0. Just like that, Paul O'Neill comes up with a big hit here early in the game. And O'Neill is on at first. Just to look at his stealing stats, he's also 14, which would become a 12. Obviously, I'm not going to steal again. O'Neill had 22 stolen bases. I mean, he could steal, right? Just not going to do it again right now. All right. So here's Bernie Williams, switch hitter, batting from the left side against the righty Curt Schilling. And that's an 80, which is going to be a strikeout. Swing and a miss. High fastball gets Bernie. Tino Martinez is up. Another lefty. Here's the pitch from Schilling, and that's a 30, which is, again, off of the batter card. With an 8, that's lifted to left center field. Gonzalez over, calls off Finley, and squeezes it for out number 2. And here we go with Jorge Posada, switch hitter, batting from the left side. Pitch 53, and that's going to be a deep drive. So that's going to take us to the deep drive chart. This is a pretty cool aspect of this game. So we're going to go to deep drive chart. The 4 tells us he's batting lefty, so that's going to give him a big advantage on the chart here. So we're going to see what happens. So if it ends up being ballpark, it's probably going to be a home run. So we're going to put that 4 aside so we remember. And we're going to roll now on Posada's deep drive chart. This is not unlike the Status Pro CD chart, I think it is, right? Or that's clutch defense. There's an offensive chart, BD, right? I think it's batting something. I'm not sure what it's called, but 29. Let's see what that's going to be. And that's going to be a deep drive to right field, way back into the second deck for a 2-run home run. The Yankees lead it 3-0. Jorge Posada comes up huge. Drives that Curt Schilling fastball into the seats in right field. Souvenir for a lucky fan. And here comes David Justice. We never had to look at the ballpark card in that case. All right, here's the pitch, and that's a 75. That's off Schilling. Struck him out for the 3rd out. But Schilling gives up 3 runs here in the first inning. So we've had action, a little bit of action in that first inning. Let's go to the top of the second, see if the game starts moving a little bit faster. Matt Williams now comes to the plate against Orlando El Duque. And that's a 33, which will be a 1. It's popped up, left side. Scott Brocious makes the catch. 1 away. Steve Finley's up next. The pitch, and that's a 46. And a 46 is going to be an out. What kind of an out? It's a 7, and that is a drive into the corner. On the run is O'Neill, and O'Neill makes a nice running catch in the right field corner. Flips the ball to a fan. And here is Reggie Sanders. He's a right-hander. Pitch, and that's a 69, which will be strike 3 curveball, gets Sanders. And that retires the side. So that was a quick 1-2-3 inning. So this game does have quick innings as well. It's 3-0 Yanks. And Shane Spencer's going to lead off here. He's a right-hander. Pitch from Schilling. It's a 44. That'll be off the batter. And 8 is a fly ball to right. Reggie Sanders under it. 1 down. Scott Brocious is next. Pitch from Schilling with a 61, and that's going to be a check swing. They check with the first base umpire. He went around, strikes him out, and Schilling doesn't agree. And next is Alfonso Soriano. So it's Schilling versus Soriano. And here's the pitch. It's going to be an 82. That's going to be a defensive check. So we're going to roll again on this defensive chart. Here it is, the 2001 defensive chart. And it's a 54. That's going to fall into the range check for the second baseman. Our second baseman is Counsell. Counsell is what? Is a 4 second baseman. That's pretty good. Higher is better. So what did we say? It was a 54, and he's a 4, and he will make the play. 4-3. Nice diving stop from his knees, throws over to first, and that retires the side. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. It will be Mark Grace leading off for the Diamondbacks. And Orlando gets a sign from Posada, and here's the pitch. It's a 0-4. That will be a deep drive, so we will go off of the deep drive chart. Oh, we have that 4. He is a lefty, so he has an advantage in Yankee Stadium, and a 44 is going to be a drive off the top of the wall in the corner. O'Neill plays it into second base. Derek Jeter And in standing up with a leadoff double is Mark Grace. So he tags one into the corner for a double here to lead off the top of the third inning. Next is Damian Miller. He's a right-hander. Pitch, and that's a 76, and that'll be strike three. Got him looking. One away. The Diamondbacks trail by 3. Tony Womack and the pitch, and that's an 80, which will be a defensive check. Again, we don't need that one, but just make some space, and that's a 0-7. That'll be on the error side to the pitcher. Orlando Hernandez is a 4, so he will make the play. No error. G1, I don't remember, does the runner advance or not? I will look here real quick on the G1. Man on second, he will hold. All right. So it's a 1-3, and he holds at second base, and it's correct counsel. Counsel steps into the box, and he's ready. The pitch from El Duque with 2 outs, and that's a 22. A 22 will be a strike 3, and that retires the side. Big K for Orlando El Duque Hernandez. All right, so El Duque shouldn't be batting, so we have to adjust our lineup to remove him from batting. Should be the top of the order. Let's see, Hernandez right there. Yeah, he's the pitcher, but he is not batting, so we're going to stop that. So starter. No, we don't need to do that. We're just going to remove him from batting. There we go. No batting. Okay. So done. And it's Derek Jeter leading off. The pitch, it's a 70, and Kurt Schilling, that's a strikeout. Jeter back to the dugout with the bat on his shoulder. Paul O'Neill is next. Pitch, he had an RBI single. That's a 0-3. That's going to be a deep drive with a 9. So that's a disadvantage. 82, and that 82 is going to be a drive in the gap. That's going to split the outfield, roll to the wall. Digging for second is O'Neill. The throw in, the tag by the shortstop is not in time, and O'Neill is 2 for 2. Big cheer from the crowd as he's going to be retiring after the season. Bernie Williams, switch hitter, back from the left side. Here's the pitch, 1 out, 26. That'll be a defensive check. So again, we go to the defensive chart, and we will see what happens. It's a 71. That's in the range play column, and the shortstop Womack is, Womack is going to be a shortstop 3, which is kind of average, so 71 and a 3, and that's going to be he makes the play, and the runner will hold on that. Now, if it was a slow ground ball, then he would advance, but on an average ground ball, he will hold. And with 2 outs, here comes Tino Martinez. Pitch from Schilling. 88, that will be an out. What kind of an out? A 0 is usually a liner. It's ripped, and Counsell makes the grab, and that ends the inning for the Yanks. 3-0 Yankees in the top of the 4th inning with Luis Gonzalez leading us off. Here's the pitch from El Duque, 16, and that's going to be ball 4, so he trots down to first. So El Duque walks Luis Gonzalez, and that brings up Rubio Durazo, the pitch, and that's a 43 with a 1. It's going to be popped up left side. Brocious again, and he makes the play for the first out of the inning. So Hernandez gets Durazo to pop up. Here's Matt Williams. Pitch, and a 31 will be a fly ball left field. Spencer backs up a couple of steps, and under it, 2 down. So far, Hernandez is dealing. Steve Finley now. And the pitch, a 36, and that should be an easy out. 5 is a grounded to short. Derek Jeter flips to second, And that ends the inning 6-4. Jorge Posada in the bottom of the fourth. Pitch from Schilling with a 33, and that's going to be a strikeout. So Posada goes down, swing. Next is David Justice with a 12, and that'll be ball 4, so he walks. So you can walk off the pitcher or off the batter. Here's Shane Spencer with a 26, and that's a defensive check. 0-1, that's going to be your ground ball first base, and Mark Grace boots it. So it's going to be an E3. Error first base, that's going to put runners on first and second now for Scott Brocious. Pitch 78 will be a swing and a miss. Struck him out for out number 2. Big strikeout for Curt Schilling. He's got 2 men on and 2 out now, so he can get out of this predicament by retiring Soriano. Soriano is always a power threat, and the pitch at 27 will be a defensive check again. And a 28 will be in the error for the shortstop. Shortstop, I think we said the Womack was a 3, and he'll make the play. Steps on the bag. A 6, ground ball 6, and that ends the inning. All right, top of the 5th, Reggie Sanders. The pitch from Hernandez, 64, and that's ball 4, so he walks Reggie Sanders. Reggie Sanders hit 33 home runs, batted .263. And here's Mark Grace with the runner on first. The pitch, it's an 85. 85 will be an out, kind of out. Oh, it's a ground ball second base. It'll be a fielder's choice. It's an average ground ball, and those are fielder's choices, so it's easy to remember that. So he's out at second on the force and safe at first. Throw back to first, not in time to get Grace. So 1 out, and it's Damian Miller with a 52. That's going to be a deep drive. So we're going to go off the deep drive chart. A 3. Damian Miller's a righty, so not a big advantage, but that 3 happens to be good for Yankee Stadium. And it's going to be, what, a 96, and a 96 is the ballpark. And that ballpark, that 3 that we had, tells us it's a home run right into the corner, left field corner, 325. And that's a 2-run home run for Damian Miller. And that's how that works. So that 3 made it a home run. Otherwise, it would have been a flyout. All right, so 3-2 here in the top of the 5th with 1 out, and it's Tony Womack. It's a 48. That'll be a fly ball left field. Backing up is Spencer to the track and makes the catch for out number 2. And Craig Counsell. A 58 will be a ground ball and through the right side into right field for O'Neill, who throws it in to Soriano. So Counsell is on at first. Now Counsell's not a base stealer. He's only a 6. And that is about 1 stolen base per month during the course of the season. Here's Luis Gonzalez, very dangerous batter. Hit 57 home runs, batted .325. Holy smokes. Mr. Peds, I remember him just blowing up. So 1 year he was, 90-pound weakling, and the next year he's 250 pounds of muscle. All right, here's the pitch from Hernandez. Runner on first, 2 outs. Pitch, and the 67 will be strike 3. Got him. Curveball gets Gonzalez way out front, and that retires the side. But the Diamondbacks get back to within 1 run, 3-2, New York, with Derek Jeter leading off. Curt Schilling. Now, we're not going to check the 5th inning. We're not going to check starters yet, but Hernandez is close to being done because he's pitched 5 innings, plus the lineup has gone around at least twice. So that is 5 plus 2, plus he's given up at least a run, so that's 3, so that's 8. He can go 9 points. So we'll check him in the next inning. But Curt Schilling is fine. He's at 12 there. Okay. So we are at bottom of the 5th. It's going to be Jeter leading off. Pitch from Curt Schilling, 47. That'll be off the batter's card. 47. The 6 tells us it's a hard hit grounder at Womack. And he scoops it up and throws a strike. The first for out number 1. Next up is Paul O'Neill. He's 2 for 2 on the day. And that's a 28, which will be a rips one to short. Backhanded by Womack over to first. 2 out. And Bernie Williams. Bernie Williams today is 0 for 2. And 27 will be an out. A 4 is a hard hit ball at Counsell. He feels it over to first, and that retires the side. So 3 ground balls for the Yankees. And we go to top of the 6th. Durazo against Hernandez. 0-7, and that's going to be line base hit to right. Played on a hop by O'Neill. And the tying run is on. Next up is Matt Williams with a 30, and that 30 will become a 4, which is a hard hit 4, so that's ripped right at Soriano. He flips it to Jeter over to first. 4-6-3 double play, and that's huge. Runner out at second. And here's Steve Finley. 62. That is on the batter card. 62 will be ball 4. So Finley walks. Always a threat to run. No, not really. 11 stolen bases. We could try it here. It's a +2, so it's a 13. And there he goes. It's got to be 13 or less. And it's a 13, so he just makes it in there. Steals second base, so the tying run is in scoring position. Steve Finley, and here's Reggie Sanders, excuse me. And that's a 69, which will be a swing and a miss. Struck him out to get out of the inning. Big K. All right, so we're going to start looking at the pitchers now to see where they're at. Orlando Hernandez, as I said. All right, Orlando Hernandez has pitched 6. He's gone through the lineup once, twice, so that's 8. Giving up a run, that's 9. So he's out of points. So he is out of points. We're going to bring somebody in for him. And leading off the bottom of the 6th for the Yankees is Tino Martinez against Curt Schilling. Here's the pitch, and that's a 41. 41 falls into the out range. That 5 is a hard 1 hopper to the shortstop for the out. George Bassett is next. He's got a home run, a 2-run homer with a 49 here will be a 6, and that'll be a hard hit ball up the middle, and getting there is a shortstop, throwing him out for out number 2. And David Justice, left-handed batter against Curt Schilling. Here's the pitch, and that's a 0-7, and that's going to be a check swing. Blooper falls into over the head of Womack into left center field for a single. So Justice with a single. And his speed, 1 stolen base, so he won't be trying. And now Shane Spencer. And that's a 73. We'll go to 73 will fall into the strikeout range to end the inning. All right, so let's look again. Let's see where Schilling is. He's got a 12. And he's gone 6 complete. Plus, he's given up a run. That's 7. Plus, he's gone through the lineup twice. That's 8. He's got plenty to go. We're going to grab someone to take care of Orlando Hernandez's spot here. So we've got to grab some Yankees. Let's see where we put those guys. Oh, here they are. All right, not going to bring Rivera yet. Pitching card, Ramiro Mendoza. Enrique Wilson's another one. So, no, but he's not a pitcher. Let's get our pitching cards. Take a look at those. Mussina, Adrian Hernandez didn't pitch. So I got guys that did not pitch. And I'm not going to worry about those guys. So I'm just going to use the guys that did pitch. And Ramiro Mendoza pitched a couple of games in relief. He's a relief pitcher. Reliever. So, yeah. All right, so we're going to bring in Ramiro Mendoza. Oh, these old-time names. I'm going to have to add him. I don't think he's in there. Mariano Rivera, Ramiro Mendoza. You tap. Okay, and he is a righty. So he'll be fine. Save him. Then we gotta just bring him in, which we didn't do. There we go. All right, Ramiro Mendoza for the Yankees pitching. We'll be facing Mark Grace here with nobody out in the top of the seventh. And that's a 65, which will be a strikeout. So Mendoza strikes out Hernandez with the high heat. He brings the high heat. And Grace can't do anything about it. And Damian Miller with an 82. And that'll be a 2, which is a hard hit ball right to Mendoza. Gets it over to first, 2 down. So 2 quick outs for Mendoza here in the top of the 7th. And Tony Womack. Womack with an 84. That is becomes a 7. That's a fly ball lifted to shallow right. O'Neill comes in a few steps, makes the catch, and that retires aside to go to the bottom of the 7th. 7th inning stretch, yes sirree. All right, Shane Spencer. He's up and about. And here's the pitch, and that's a 56, which will be line base hit. So he rips one to left center field, cut off by Luis Gonzalez, and Shane Spencer's on with a single, 4 stolen bases, so he will not be stealing. Scott Brocious, no, that was Scott Brocious. All right. Yeah, that was Scott Brocious there. Okay. Next is Alfonso Soriano with a 35, and a 35 will be some kind of an out, 6, and that's grounded to short. He'll go to counsel for the force, and that's all they'll get. Got to update. This is like a 10-year-old iPad. I got to update it. All right, so now it's Derek Jeter coming up with a 1 out, 1 on. Let's look at Soriano's base stealing. Oh, he got 43, so he's going to try to get the jump. He's an 11. That parentheses an 11. Minus 2 is a 9, but we're going to go on that. There he goes, and he steals it. Yes, he does. So Soriano is in scoring position for Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter with a 311 average and 21 home runs. Here's the pitch, and that's a 60, looks like a 66. And a 66 will be his check swing. They check with the first base umpire, and they ring him up, and Jeter just doesn't like it. Doesn't agree with the call. pleading his case, but falls on deaf ears. Here's O'Neill, 2 out, 1 on. And Bernie Williams on deck. Pitch from Schilling. It's 19. 19 will be a defensive check. Defensive check with a 94 will be in range with the right fielder. 94. As long as he's not a 1 or a 0, he'll make the catch. Reggie Sanders is, I think, a 3. Well, usually they're a 3, and he is a 3, so he'll make a nice running, stabbing, sliding catch to end the inning. We go to the top of the 8th inning. All right, Ramiro Mendoza, he can go 2 innings, so he's good. He'll go another inning. Craig Counsell at the plate, a 45, and that's a fly ball left field. Under it is Spencer. 1 down. Luis Gonzalez now, pitch from Mendoza. It's a 72, and a 72 will be a defensive check. And that'll be a 59, and that will go to the second baseman. Second baseman has to be a 5 or it's a hit. And I know Soriano's definitely not a 5. He is not. He's a 1. So it's going to be, it's 59. 59 is definitely a base hit. Right past the diving Soriano. Does not have the range to get to that. All right, so here is Rubio Durazo. Now we could, with 1 out, we can bring in a lefty to face him. But then he'll probably be pulled for a righty. So we're going to leave Ramiro in there. Here's the pitch. And that's a 10. And 10 is going to be ball 4. So now we got an issue. Matt Williams is in there. Who else do the Yanks got they can bring in? We got Rivera. We got Choate. We've got Lucien as a starter. Let's see. Todd Williams, Bragg, he didn't pitch. Coleman, not a pitcher. Mike Stanton is another one that we could bring in. But I don't see any numbers on his cards. Like if he didn't pitch in that game, in that series. What Whitasick pitched in the game. Sterling Hitchcock pitched in 2 games. So that's it. I got everybody there. So let's look and see what we go. Todd something like Todd Green. All right. So we're gonna leave Ramiro Mendoza in there. And here with 1 out, 2 on, here's the pitch. Yankees leaded by 1. Oh, 0-8. That's going to be a single base hit, and that's going to drive in a run to tie the ball game. So Matt Williams comes up big. Yep, he will score. And Durazo will let me see, first to third. Yep. Runners will advance. Take the extra base. All right, so it's a single. 1 run scores, game is tied. The other goes to third. And big, huge hit from Matt Williams here. Yankees are going to go to the bullpen. It's going to be Steve Finley, a lefty, so we're going to bring in Randy Choate. That's who we're going to bring in. Randy Choate, the lefty. All right, against Steve Finley. First and third, Yankees going to have to bring the infield in. Here's the play. That's, or here's the pitch, 36. 36 is going to be a 2, a slow 2 back to the pitcher. Let me see what the infield in rule is. Hold on, infield in row. Just gotta look for that. What is advancing? Infield in. Infield in. Where's that baby? Instructions for infield in. Park effects. Base run advancements. Bases, outs. Playing the infield in. Okay. Line outs are singles. Percentile doubles are singles. Slow and hard grounders result in runner on third holding. There you go. Perfect. So it's going to be an out at first base. 1-3. Runner on third holds. And runner on first goes to second. All right, so we've got second and third, Reggie Sanders. Mark Grace, a lefty's up after that. So we're going to walk Sanders intentionally. And we're going to face Mark Grace. Here's the pitch from Randy Choate. Oh, 0-6, that's trouble. That's going to be a base hit single with the plus sign. So a couple of runs are going to come in. And that's going to hurt us. With 2 outs, I believe everybody gets a bump. Yeah. So everybody moves. The 2 runs come in. And then going to third is Reggie Sanders. So Mark Grace comes up huge, gives the Diamondbacks a 5-3 lead with 3 runs here in the top of the 8th. And now it's going to be Damian Miller going to go to the bullpen and call in Wadasick. Wadasick bastard. That's Adam. Jay Wadasick. I think that's how you say it, or Wadasick. I'm not sure how you say his name. I gotta find out. Wadasick. I could not sleep tonight, so just playing all night basically. Tomorrow's supposed to rain all day, so I'll probably be playing games all day. All right. Damian Miller now is up against Wadasick. And here's the pitch. And it's just 69, which will be a swing and a miss, and he strikes him out to end the inning. Finally. Wow. But they pick up 3 big runs, and they lead it 5-3. 8th inning. Curt Schilling is still in there. Let's see. Curt Schilling has gone 7. Around the lineup, he's gone 1, 2, 3. That's 10. Giving up a run, that's 11. Has he retired 9 in a row? No. So he's going to go another inning. Let's see what happens. Paul O'Neill. Actually, it's Bernie Williams leading off. So as you can see, iScore does everything, keeps everything for you. So if you want to stop the game and come back 3 days later, everything will be there. Recorded 44, Bernie. And that's going to be a 0, which is a line out. Ripped and caught by Matt Williams. L5, 1 out. Tino Martinez with a 90. That's normally a pickoff, but there's nobody on base. So we will. That'll fall within the out range. And the out was a 3. It's a slow ground ball to third, charged by Williams. Barehands it, fires the first in time. And now with 2 outs, Jorge Posada. The 62, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. Struck him out. That retires the side to go to the top of the 9th. So this game moved pretty fast. Tony Womack leads off with 66, and that's a strikeout. Goes down swinging. Next up is Craig Counsell, and it's a 49, which will be an 8 lifted to left. Backing up is Spencer under it. 2 down. The Diamondbacks scored 3 in the top of the 8th. They lead at 5-3 now. And that's a 0-5, which will take us to the deep drive chart on Gonzalez. And that ball's probably gone, and it is way back into the seats, the upper deck at Yankee Stadium. Home run for Luis Gonzalez, 6-3. And next is Durazo pitch, and that's a 62, which will be a base on balls. And here comes Matt Williams. And that's a 63. That should be another base on balls. And I think that'll be enough. So, I'm not sure who we're going to call in Hitchcock here. Just don't know who. Let me see. Pitching card. 2 games. 2. Chris Bellinger. Tom Brady. I got a bunch of guys that did not pitch. Ted Lilly did not pitch. He did not have a pitching card. No pitching card. Mike Mussina pitched, but these were starters. So I'm still going to go with, like I said, who's I going to go with? I'm not going to use Mariano in this situation. I just had a guy. I just had a guy that I was going to use. Hold on a second. Pitching card. Batting card, pitching card, Hitchcock. All right, Hitchcock comes in. Sterling Hitchcock. Add him quickly. And Sterling Hitchcock is a lefty. All right. And he will be facing Steve Finley, the lefty. So lefty versus lefty. And 0-7. Oh, man. And that's going to be a base hit. Another run will score. Other runner goes to third. Simply because, let me see, there's 2 outs and he is speedy enough, Williams. Yep. So now it's 7-3. And next up is Reggie Sanders with 2 outs. All we need is 1 out. Guys, come on. 47, I think that'll do it. It's a 7. It's a deep fly ball to left field, backing up to the track, back up against the wall, makes the catch. Spencer makes the catch. So Reggie Sanders gave it a ride at the bottom of the 9th. The Yankees trail 7-3. David Justice is going to lead off against Kurt Schilling. Now, Kurt Schilling should be done. He's gone 8, given up a run. That's 9. Gone through the lineup 3 times. That's 12. So he's used up 12. So what we're going to do for him is we are going to bring in the closer. The closer is the South Korean Kim, I believe is, Young Yun Kim. And he will come in to close it up. Well, we'll see what happens with him because he's had some issues. All right. He will face Justice. And here's the pitch. That's a 21 strikeout. Forkball got him. Next is Shane Spencer. Pitch from Young Kim. 0-3. That's a deep drive chart. He's a righty. And a 39 will be off the top of the wall. Around second is Spencer going for 3, and that's a triple. So a triple for Spencer, 1 out triple here in the Bottom of the ninth, the Yankees trail by 4. Scott Brosius is next. Pitch, and that's a 13, which will be a base hit. Run comes in. RBI single for Brosius. Next is Alfonso Soriano. Tying run is on deck at this point. Here's the pitch. And that's 21, which will be a swing and a miss. Struck him out for a second. Out of the inning. So the Yankees are down to the last out of the World Series Game 4, 2001 World Series Game 4. Here's Derek Jeter, the pitch from Kim. And that's a 20, which will be, oh, he gets plunked. Now the tying run is at the plate. Yes, sirree. Art is imitating life. And Paul O'Neill up against Hyun Kim. And that's going to be a 0-2 deep drive chart. Holy smokes. He's a lefty. That 9 is not going to be friendly, so we don't want to land on the ballpark card. But this is a chance for this game to be tied up. And this game is with a 50 is going to be a double. So, a double in this situation. A double in this situation. Where's that other chart, the running chart? Let me get it. There's just not a lot of charts that should have memorized. The ones that here it is. Okay, it's at the bottom of the pack. So it's a double. And Jeter is, what kind of speed does Jeter have? Wrong pile. Jeter has average speed, but with 2 outs, it's going to be fast. So it's a question mark whether he's going to score. So I'm going to hold him up. It's going to be an RBI double, but putting the tying run in scoring position. And who's going to be coming up now? Bernie Williams. Yes, sir. Bernie Williams against Byung-Hyun Kim. And here's the pitch. And a 51 is going to be a deep drive. We're going to go, and that 2 is going to give the lefty Williams a big advantage at Yankee Stadium. This game is going to be tied for sure. 36, that's a deep drive, and that ball is out of here. Walk-off home run for Bernie Williams in the bottom of the 9th. The Yankees win. The Yankees win. Holy smokes. That's exactly what happened in the real series when the Yanks kept on coming back against Kim. Kim, who has an excellent card, had a whip of a 1 and less than a 3 ERA. So Yankees win it, and the winner for this game will be Sterling Hitchcock, and the loser will be Kim. So that was shocking, a shocking defeat. And that drops the Diamondbacks to 3-1 now. And we go to game 5. Last game in New York. The Yankees could win it in New York. They lead it 3-1. All right, guys. Remember, like and subscribe to my channel. I hope you enjoyed it. It was the Yankees with 8 runs, 10 hits, no errors, 5 left on base. The Diamondbacks, 7 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, 9 left on base. Let's see. Any batting? Anybody who stands out? In that game, it was 3 hits for Paul O'Neill and 2 hits for Scott Brosius. On the other side, it is for the Diamondbacks. It was 2 hits for Luis Gonzalez and 2 hits for Mark Grace. All right, guys. I will see you soon. Remember to like and subscribe. Tabletop Baseball Digest. Check out all my other videos. Deep Drive Baseball is a lot of fun.